Hey, what's going on, guys? It's GCP here. You guys have probably noticed that I haven't uploaded in over 3 weeks. For those of you guys who are on Twitter and are following me, you guys already know the reason why. But for those of you guys who aren't following me on Twitter or don't have a Twitter, basically my pops got into a really bad car accident where his car flipped 4 times, rolled 4 times, and he was ejected. So that's kind of why I haven't been uploading, and on top of school and work still going on, it's been kind of a crazy month so far. Wow, what a start to 2018, huh? So I was coming back from school and I was close to home, and I got a call from my mom saying that my dad got into a car accident coming back from work. The reason she knew that was because she was talking to him 5 minutes prior to that accident happening, and then like my brother, he called my dad 10 minutes after my mom did, because he wanted to talk to him about his truck being in the shop or something like that. And when he called, somebody else had picked up the phone. They said that your dad was in a car accident, a really bad car accident, and he was obviously picking up my dad's phone. And then my brother, got really scared. Like, he was like, "Oh my God! Like, what's going on?" Because he also heard the police dispatch in the background of that call. So they were able to find out where exactly the accident happened, and they, as in my brother, my mom, and also my sister, they were at home during that time. They rushed over to that accident scene. I was coming back from school, like I said before. I was close to home. My mom had called me and told me that Pops got into a bad car accident. They don't know how bad exactly, so they were gonna rush over there to the accident scene and try to figure out what happened. And I was at that time really close to home, like I said before, and I had to go to work in an hour, so I had to get ready for work. I said, okay, just keep me updated, let me know what's happening and what's going on. I'll be at home getting ready for work. I thought it might have just been a fender bender or something like that, right? So he'll be okay, so I'll just go to work, and my mom, sister, and brother will be over there. But it so happens that when they went to the accident scene, they found that the car was totaled, and as they arrived, the ambulance was taking my dad already to the hospital. And then my mom called me back while I was already getting ready for work, and told me that basically he was being taken via ambulance to the hospital, and they saw the car. They showed me the picture of the car, and it was totaled. So then I knew, like, oh my God, like, this was a serious accident, and I needed to rush over there to the hospital, because that's where the rest of my family was going to be. That's where my dad was going. So that's what I did. I called work and told them, you know what, my dad got into a really bad car accident, and I'm not going to be able to come into work. And then I called off for the next day too. But basically, it was the scariest moment that I've had in my life, to be honest. We went to the ER over there, and they wouldn't let us see him for like a couple of hours because they were trying to stabilize him. He was in really bad shape. His blood pressure was really low. They put him on 4 different types of vasopressors, trying to bring up his blood pressure, and it was just not going the way that they wanted it to go. And basically, we were put in the quiet room. Whenever someone's put into a quiet room, you're really scared because you don't know what the news is going to be. Our breaths were all held. A really scary moment. And then finally, what seemed like an eternity, the trauma doctor and nurse came in and told us that he was not doing what they wanted him to do, as far as his blood pressure going up, and they expected his heart to stop at one point. So it was just something that you don't expect to happen, and you're not expecting to hear. So it was really tough. And they said they'll keep doing whatever they need to do. They also told us that in the case that his heart stops, what is it that they would like us to do? And of course we wanted the full code, meaning do whatever it takes to, you know, help him. So that was basically like what we were going through, and thank God his heart didn't stop, and we didn't have to, or they didn't have to perform CPR or anything like that. And when he was at least somewhat stable enough, they transported him up to the ICU. And overnight, you know, through all the prayers and all the thoughts that were, you know, being said, and, you know, just geared towards my pops, he was able to come off of those 4 vasopressors. The vasopressors basically constrict your blood vessels, so that way your blood pressure isn't so low, so it actually increases. He was able to come off of those, and his blood pressure actually somewhat stabilized, but he was still in a critical, you know, stage at that point in time. You know, he had to have 2 different chest tubes placed in on both sides of his body, his lungs. He had, you know, multiple skull fractures, so he was bleeding in his brain. They had to put a little catheter into his brain to, you know, drain the fluid, the intracranial fluid that was building up from the blood, and, you know, cerebral spinal fluid as well. So they had to do that. He had a neck collar on. He was intubated. He was sedated. He was on like really high and strong pain medications, and basically was in a coma state. It was really, really hard to see and to watch, and it's just something that just kind of really blew our minds. Like, as far as like, we didn't believe that this was really happening. You know, it felt like we were in a nightmare, and we just wanted to wake up. So long story short, now about 2.5 weeks later, he is awake. He's moving his extremities by the grace of God. He's a little confused right now. He's still on a ventilator, but he is getting stronger, and he is slowly, day by day, doing better. So it's just amazing to me that there were so many people that have, you know, asked about him, and, you know, kept him in prayer, and just kept him in thought, sending positive vibes to us as a family, and just asking us whatever it is that we needed. You know, they would be there for us, and all of that. Like, it's just been overwhelming. It's been overwhelming support and prayer. It's just been amazing. Like, man, it's just been a crazy ride these past couple of weeks. Just this whole month has been insane, you know, as far as like this thing happening, and then I'm still going to school, still going to work. It's a roller coaster of emotions, to be honest. But, you know, thank God that he is doing better, and the fact that as a 61-year-old who gets ejected from car, he was driving a Toyota Corolla, okay, so that's a pretty small car, and to survive that it's a miracle in itself. It's really a miracle, and the fact that his heart didn't stop is a miracle again. You know, and people basically on the ICU unit, the nurses, the doctors, were amazed at his progress and his recovery. They said that he was a miracle patient, because when they showed us the MRI, they showed us that, and the prognosis that they were giving us was not good. They were saying that he would be in a comatose state, might wake up 6 months later, might never wake up, or might wake up and just be in a vegetative state or something like that. And, you know, those are things that you as a family, you as a person, as a son, you know, obviously don't want to hear. So it's just been really crazy, but I thank God that he's doing better now. And, you know, I appreciate everybody who has prayed for him, kept him in thought, and also asked how the family was doing, how I was doing. It's just been, I just thank everybody for their love and support that they've been showing to all of us. So just wanted to give you guys an update. Wanted to come you know, and upload a video and just share my thoughts. I felt up to it now. I feel a lot better. I'm a little more hopeful now because his recovery is going over really well. He's no longer in the intensive care unit. He's on a tele floor where they're just monitoring his heart more than anything else. I mean, they monitor everything, but it's a step down from the ICU intensive care, so he's out of that critical state, which is amazing. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And for those of you guys who were wondering what I've been doing, where I've been, what's the status of my dad, for those of you guys who are on Twitter and know about that, that's the latest. So it's just amazing. I feel way better now. But yeah, that's something pretty crazy that's happened to me this month. So yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. This is GCP, and I am signing off.